I'm Vanessa German, and I created the sculpture that is a self-portrait of my soul and my body and my spirit and my heart called The Beast. The Beast is not an easy work to talk about, and there's no concise sentence that I can give anyone to say it is this and it comes from this place, because it is a self-portrait, and my experience with myself is really tangled in an extraordinarily horrific timeline of violence to the body, mind, spirit, imagination. Since I was a little girl, I had a belief that I was like a monster, that I was like horribly ugly. And what I realize now is that those ideas on this land, they're actually strategic, and they come from this sort of long line of controlling the narrative about where Black women fit, how you treat a Black woman's body. And it was a way that really for a lot of my life made me feel like fundamentally, inherently disgusting and ugly. It took me time to realize I could authorize for myself how I see myself and how I value my wholeness. Not just my body for its labor, not just my body for its ability to be aesthetically pleasing to an external gaze, but how I hold in deep loving ownership the wholeness as beauty. So we're thinking about the beast as a dimensional self-portrait. So there's some traditional self-portrait aspects, like physically representing parts of myself, but also thinking about a self-portrait of the soul, a self-portrait of the heart, a self-portrait of my own experience of being myself, creating this sort of just big, Black, curvaceous form as a way of being in a place of healing. So I'm looking at the structure from the chest up, how there's a row of bottles. There's actually a row of tears. And then there is, I think of it as illuminated form, and it is just like hand-blown glass shapes that are very similar to the shape of the prayer beads that I make. Like I experience creativity as like a viable tool of love, which is one of the reasons why the arms and the figure are so long and extending forward into welcome, into the form of embrace, into also this position of acceptance, which is, for me, is an internal and external expression. So much of like hip hop culture has taken creative, empowering license with so much language. Like there is a way that now, like in the dance community, in so many communities, when somebody is really, really, really good at something and they like blow your mind when they're dancing, you say, they're a beast. Like you say about Steph Curry, like, oh, he's a beast. He dunks over. He could do it blind. He could do it. He could dunk with no hands. He's a beast, And so to take that journey through something that's really painful and to reclaim, but then to also move with deep ownership to bring into physical view this sort of experience of spirit and soul. Like, I want to do everything I can in my lifetime. Life is short, to bring as much truth through my body and through my being without fear and without shame into the world. To remember that your wholeness gets to exist shame-free and with the absolute authority and agency of your own consciousness, the fact that you are, the fact that we are. This is a space of wholeness that can be received with acceptance and does not need to ever be confronted any longer with violence.